get in and buy a pickup, take it down to LA, find a place to call my own and try to fix up, start a brand new day. The woman I'm thinking of, she loved me all up, but I'm so down today. She's so fine, she's in my mind, I hear her calling. See the lonely boy out on the weekend, trying to make it pay. Can't relate to joy, he tries to speak and can't begin to say. Hey, how you doing? Justin here. Today we're checking out one of my favourite Neil Young songs that is out on the weekend. It's a deceptively difficult tune. For me, the hardest part is staying slow enough, because the original recording's really just like so laid back, and I really struggle to stay at that tempo if I'm playing by myself. If I'm with a drummer who can hold it back, then it's all right. But so apologies to the big Neil Young fans who are like, "You're too fast, man." It's like, yeah, I know, I'm sorry, but I'm doing my best here. I want to take you through this tune in a little bit of detail, because there's quite a few subtle things that are a little bit more difficult than they might first seem on the surface. The basic idea of it, you need your bar chords, and the strumming pattern is kind of, I guess, where the tricky stuff happens. So let's talk first of all through like a most simple version and get the chords down. The very intro is B minor to E. Some little hammer-on-y things which I'll talk about in a sec. It does that again. B minor to E. Then the harmonica comes in, and again it's exactly the same as that. So bar of B minor, bar of E. And I'm already going faster than I probably should. B minor again to E. Now it skips it up to C sharp minor to F sharp major, back to B minor, and then to E. Okay, that's the sequence for the very intro and the harmonica part at the beginning, the harmonica solo. One thing that's really important to note though is the way that Neil plays minor chords. Now I can't play it the same as him, so I'm just going to be playing B minor and C sharp minor the standard way. But if you want to do it like Neil properly, you need to get the thumb over to press the B note down, the fifth string, with the thumb. Now I've practiced it quite a lot. I'm a big Neil Young fan, and I really wanted to get it together, and my thumb is the wrong shape I just physically can't make it happen. I've really given it a good go and all, and I've given up on it. So if you want to try reaching over with your thumb to get that B note, see, I can get it, but then I can't get the chords. If you want to try playing the B minor and the C sharp minor like that, that would be the more authentic way to do it. And it gives you a couple of options for these little hammer-on-y bits that I struggle to do, or I do it in a kind of an odd way, I guess. We'll talk about the fancier bits in a second. So the very intro, B minor, E, B minor, E. Then the harmonica comes in, B minor, E, B minor, E, C sharp minor, F sharp major, B minor, E major. Okay, that's the sequence for that first section. When we get into the verse, the chord sequence is a bar of A, a bar of B minor, a bar of E, and a bar of A. That's repeated again, it's repeated again, then it goes A, B minor, E, E sus, all in the same bar. So we're kind of a bar short of the chord progression. It doesn't go back to the A, because the A is the first chord of the chorus. I'm going to talk about the chorus slightly separately, because it's got a different strumming pattern and different type of chord grips going on for that as well. So Let's go back to the beginning now and talk a little bit about the rhythm pattern and the frilly bits that you can get into with this. So we're going to start with the B minor. That's what the song starts with anyway, and it's a good chord to practice this rhythm idea. So basically, for the one and the and, we're going to be doing down strums, but very, very heavily playing the bass and with a very strong palm mute. So, okay, so it's not like big strum and not like rock and roll. So he's actually kind of hitting the whole chord. It's like a strumming into the strings, but the palm, the outside palm of the hand hits the strings first. Okay, one and. So what's going on is down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. Now I'm kind of oversimplifying it because you're going to have to learn it this way. You wouldn't be able to try and learn the full-on, most complicated version right away, right? So down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. Okay? 1 and 2 E and a 3 and 4 E and a 1 and 2 E and a 3 and 4 E and a 1 and 2 E and a 3 and 4. Okay, now there are other strums that he does in amongst that, so it's not like that consistent right the way through the whole thing, but it is fairly consistent throughout. That would be a kind of a fairly solid rhythm pattern for all of the part up to the chorus. Okay, like I said, there are little variations. If you want to get really into it, listen to the original recording and try and suss out where they are. You'll probably see me naturally doing variations on that, just the way Neil probably, well, I'm sure he doesn't think about it, but if you start with a certain progression and there are little accents that you want to do, or chords or notes that you want to bring out, the strumming pattern should kind of naturally change for that. Now, that said, as the basic one, right at the beginning, there's some little hammer-on-y stuff. Now, as I mentioned before, Neil plays the B minor differently to me. He's playing it like this. And because he's doing it this way, he can get a really nice hammer-on with the first finger and a flick-off. Okay, now, for me to do it this way, I can kind of do it by hammering my bar down. I can't flick it off, so I have to kind of pick it rather than being able to flick it so elegantly like he does. I have to go to and use a little up pick to be able to get access to that note. Now, again, it's up to you whether you're going to be trying to learn to get that thumb over. You might be able to have a go at doing the hammer on and flick off with the first finger. You don't have to do this, by the way, if you're kind of newer to guitar. If you're an early intermediate guitar player, you definitely don't want to be going near this stuff, really. This is kind of, because I'm a big Neil Young fan, I like to try and get into as much detail as I can. But yeah, you can quite clearly hear it. There, right at the beginning. And then here, he's using an open G string and first finger hammering down on the first fret of the third string, where it would normally go down for the E. But there's a nice little hammer on there. There's a whole series of those little hammer-ons in the second bar of the B minor that I'm just like, yeah, whatever, I can't do that. Now, one of the things that you'll find once you get into this pattern is there's other times that I can do a little up pick in between to lend a little accent. You know, I noticed that there on the E. I'm doing a little up, and then getting into the next chord. So you're just going to have to muck around with it. I think trying to actually calculate it and write it down would just be so terrifyingly boring and difficult to do compared to just listening to the original recording. I've given you the big heads up on doing the little muted hit there, getting this. And again, if you watch videos of Neil play, you'll notice that consistency of the hand movement. It's one of the stylistic things about his playing that I love a lot is he always keeps that, and it keeps the groove real solid, you know. It's the same all through the verses as well, and through the C sharp minor bit. So if I just play it now with that rhythm, so you can see. So the B minor, E, just play it kind of from the harmonica solo. C sharp minor, F sharp, B minor. I know I'm way too fast, I just thought about it. Verse. Down to LA. Now, also on the A chord here, I generally play A with my first finger as a little bar, but you can definitely again see Neil quite clearly using fingers 1, 2, and 3 on that A chord. But of course, he's going to that. Okay, last time through. Hear her calling. Okay, so this is just E, E sus, so adding little finger down the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, there's a couple of things about this that might be difficult. One is the push. In the 4th bar, the A chord comes 1/8 note earlier than it might normally do, and the band really pick it up. So a good thing to do is to listen again to that BBC live version. It's a really good one to get your ears around because you can hear him and see him playing it very clearly. And he fills it out a lot more. On the original recording, there's a lot more instrumentation. Obviously, there's drums, bass, and there's pedal steel and all of those things that kind of take away. It allows him to play even more sparsely than he might normally. So if you're playing it in a band, you should absorb that. If you're playing it on your own, you might want to think about playing it more like what I'm showing you here, which is closer to the BBC kind of a version. The chords that he's playing is an A chord. Now, it looks and sounds to me like he's using the thumb here to play the bass note on the thicker string, muting the 5th, and I can do the thumb on the thicker string, but you wouldn't have to. You could use the open A string. Okay, if you wanted to, you could do that. I think he's muting the 5th string for the first couple of chords, and then it's the top half of the top 4 strings of an E-shaped bar chord. So 7th fret, 6th fret, 5th fret, 5th fret. First finger having to cover the thinnest 2 strings. That's the A. Talk about the chords first and then the rhythm. Then it's a D with an A bass. So he's just literally flattening down his 3rd finger. I can't remember hearing the thinnest string actually, so it might just be finishing, like trying to lift your finger up a little bit so you're not playing the thinnest string. I'd have to give it another listen. Or you can give it another listen. I'm not going to come back and edit the video later to about 1 note. I've just written down D with an A, so I'm fairly sure it's going to be finishing there on the 2nd string. Just 3rd finger barring down. They both work. Especially the next chord. So the next chord he's definitely shifted, because even Neil's not got he's not got a John Mayer thumb. He can't hit that A down there while he's holding the rest of the chord. So he's using the open A string, and then first finger's covering the 7th fret on strings 4, 3, and 2, and little finger is going down on the 9th fret of the thinner string. Okay, so a D major 7th over A would be the name of that chord, and then back to the A. Okay, so. Out of the weekend, trying to make it play. 2, 3, 4. So where that A is, I just skipped through just to give you that count again and talk about it. So it's coming on the and after 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. So it is just changing chords that 8th note early. It just kind of gives it a little bit of a kick in the bum, and it moves it. It's quite often called a push, and that's kind of how it feels to me, like somebody's just giving me a shove in the back, and that's not a bad way to think of it. Strumming pattern, again, fairly consistent through this part. Gone is that like heavy muting thing. 1, 2, and a 3, E and 4, and 1, 2, E and a 3, E and 4, and down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 down. 2 E and a 3 E and 4 and 1, 2 E and a 3 E and 4 and. Okay, getting that count and like writing it down is a really good idea. 1, 2 E and a 3 E and 4 and 1, 2 E and a 3 E and 4 and. Okay, and it'll be consistent through that. The only time it's different is going into that fourth bar where there's the push, is that on the and after 4, where the push is, you're going to change to the A and you're not going to play on beat 1 of the next one. So it'll just be held there and then you'll come back in on beat 2 where you would normally play. So let me just do that nice and slow. So 1, 2 and a 3 and 4 and 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 1, 2 and a 3 and 4. If you're struggling with this push, the thing to remember is that you're changing chords 1/8 note early and missing out the 1. So it can be worth practicing the rhythm along without the chords, just to get used to the fact that all you're doing is kind of missing out one strum, because it kind of sounds ridiculously easy when you take the chords and go 1 and 2 E and a 3 E and 4 and 1, 2 E and a 3 E and 4 and 1, 2 E and a 3 E and 4 and 1. 2 E and a 3 E and 4 and that's all that you have to do. But that moving the chord a little earlier is probably what might throw you off, because it really jumps, especially if you're singing. I found it a little bit like I had to really concentrate on memorizing and kind of internalizing that rhythm so that I could sing over the top of it, even for this little demo thing. So yeah, that would be my hint if that's the struggle for you. The rest of the song is the same arrangement, so it goes back to the harmonica thing, the the B minor E, B minor E, C sharp minor, F sharp, B minor E. Little pattern there for the harmonica. Then it's another verse, the same length, and it's another chorus, and then there's another harp thing that goes to fade. So there's not really a proper even ending to check out on this tune. I am a huge Neil Young fan, and there are loads more Neil Young lessons over on the website, so do go and check out JustinGuitar.com. Go to the song section. You can start typing in Neil up the top or Neil Young, and they'll all appear there for you, so you can see them. They're even graded by difficulty, so you can tell which ones are the ones that you might approach if you're a beginner and which ones you might need to leave for a little while. But please subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you dig what I do, I really appreciate your support, and I'll see you for plenty more lessons, including loads more Neil Young very soon. You take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.